Hi guys, I'm up late, but I just wanted to give you an update on the ornaments. These are the two that I made earlier, and a trick to get all the paint, see that it'll still drain out, is these are so small I had to use Dixie cups, and you can see the marbleization. Well, those were taking these paints and pouring them directly in and twirling and stuff. But then I saw what's called that's a clean pour, it's called, and then there's called a dirty pour. So I went and took some of my Dixie cups, these big solo cups, and I poured different layers. And the layer you end up with would be normally the one on top, but you can pour it in different ways and everything, and this is what I created. So I had to use these, and then you don't use your dirty cup that you poured all the paints in. You want to put it in a clean cup to drain. So I just made these so you can see all the excess paint that's coming out. But aren't these amazing? I use different techniques, different layers. It's just such a cool craft. And it's easy, the kids can do it. It's a lot safer than the crayons. I was going to do the crayons, but with the heat and even with the plastic ones and everything, this is just a safer alternative. This is non-toxic paint. Just wash your hands quick. It comes right off. You can put gloves on your kids anyways for less mess. You can see the paint coming out of this one. And as they drain, now I made sure all mine was covered, but as they drain, your design can change. But what I did was, it was on the one side, I would flop it over instead of just spinning it. So I had like this different marbleized in areas. And what's pretty neat, I'm going to have to tip it up, it's still draining here. It ended up with like this empty heart shape, so I squirted some red in and tilted it, so it almost looks like a heart there. So I did this in the classic colors, but I did two different greens, like a forest green, mint green, reds, whites, all different colors. This one I used like 3 different blues, pink, white, a hint of what's called pavement, like black, to get this really pigmented swirls. But it's just such a, even if you get it on the outside, it's just a quick wipe off. And someone said at Michael's you can get like 60% off, and some of these balls will be like 30 cents or a big pack. So if you need to do a craft and you think ahead, you can do crafts with your kids' class, and I was thinking that this would be a great thing to buy paint in bigger stock, but start using my Michael's coupons and things like that, and you know, get these balls and everything, and you can put them away. They're plastic. What's going to harm? And then get the paint right before. And I have like the medical chuck pads. Bring in a pack of those. Some easy, you know, vinyl gloves or whatever for the kids. And do a craft. Go into your kids' classroom and do a craft. Sorry, this is on the stovetop. I was just doing it in a safe area and where the cats know not to go, so I want them to drain safely all night. So I just think, you know, it was fun, you know, it's easy, and these are almost dry and they just look so amazing. And then you can use a paint marker. The only thing I miss is about my ex. I was just thinking, he wrote beautifully in calligraphy. Oh yes, and he would do my name ornaments for me. Not last year, but the year before he did. And the tree is rattling. Psst. Somebody's picking on the tree, so I gotta go spray some more peppermint spray on the tree to keep the kitties away. But I just wanted to share these. I mean, oh, if I pick up the cup you can see. They are just, I mean, this camera does not do it justice. And it is so much safer than the crayons, and the kids feel involved. Even if you have them squeeze out or pick out the colors, and you can layer them different ways in the cup, and then you pour it in, and then let them tilt it whichever way they want. So they're still doing it, but they're not handling the paint. So if you have littler ones, you know, 4 or 5, and you don't want them pouring paint, which it's non-toxic. This was only $4.50, I believe, at Walmart for the 12 pack of this 2 ounce, and you get a lot of colors, and it's Apple Barrel Essential Acrylic Paints. And I got these so me and Jake use them to paint on the rocks and then put a finish over. I also seen one for adults that you can use a bowl of cold water, kind of like you see people, they paint their nails and they dip them in cold water to dry them quickly. Well, you take cold water, or sorry, like a bowl you don't care about, or a container, and just put, deep enough. Put some rubber gloves on, or vinyl, or neoprene, whatever you want to say, gloves, and put your pinky in the end of the ornament. And drop, you can use, I've seen someone use spray paint, and which dries immediately. Seems like it's quicker. And you just spray it in different spots and layers, and what you do is just submerge it and spin it, and when you pull it out, it's right to it. And you can add more. They actually redid old glass ornaments that were colored and added more pizzazz to them. So if you have, vintage ornaments that you've had for years and the paint's coming off, that's another thing to do with the glass ones. I don't know how the paint would adhere to the plastic. I haven't tried that, but I know it does adhere very well to the glass ones. So that might be something I might try next year, just for a very vintagey look. People also used nail polish on the water, but don't try and swirl it, because it'll just stick to whatever you try to swirl it with. And then to clean up, to do the next ornament, you just take a wooden stick, like a popsicle stick, and just swirl it around in the water, and it'll take all that paint right off the surface of the water, and then you're ready to spray and do the next ornament. So I thought that was really great. There's a lot of tutorials. There's even one to make them with Epsom salts. But I found this is the safest, non-toxic. I mean, you don't want a 1-year-old that's going to, eat the paint. But if you're going to, have your kids pick the colors, and because with the crayon one, they don't feel as involved. With the glass, they can break. With the, the wax, it's hot, it's dangerous, it could get burnt. This is a safe alternative. So if you're looking for a safe, easy, very fun, no ornament will turn out identical, unique. They do remind me of the bouncy balls. You remember the play balls? Especially with the little button here, and you just had the valve. They still have them for kids, but when I was a kid, they were really marbleized like that. And I remember I always liked to get like the pink and purple like that. And that one kind of looks like cotton candy. And Jake made this patriotic one for his grandfather. And we're going to write Papa's name on there. So I have some felt tip paint pens, the ones that you shake and you can hear almost like a spray paint can. I'm going to try that because I have a metallic silver one on that one. I think I'm going to try it on, but if it doesn't, I'm going to try it on a clear one, so that if it doesn't work, or, write well, or doesn't adhere well, what I'm going to do is then I can just take nail polish remover and clean that ornament and make just a painted one. So I don't want to try writing on one of these and ruin them. So you need to let these sit and drain to fully dry, to let all the paint out for at least 24 hours. So if you're doing this craft with your kids in the evening, know that it won't be to the next evening that you can put the tops on. And then even more, I got the ribbons, and there's endless. I've seen someone made one like this and turned it into a unicorn. Or they put Mod Podge around the top and put little like confetti tinsel glistening. There's thousands. It's endless possibilities after this step to decorate them even more what you want to. So I just want to share this little craft and how I did them, and I hope everyone's getting ready for the holidays. I am way behind, but I said I'm going to stop and enjoy it and not stress myself out. So like, comment, subscribe, and as usual, I'd say happy Halloween, but I'm going to say happy holidays and happy crafting. So it's the moments with your children that you can't get back. They remember these moments, not the gifts under the tree. So Because when your kid's 18, 20, even 60, in their teens or whatever, they're going to remember. They're not going to remember, oh, my mom got me that Lego set I wanted. No. They're going to remember the feeling, the emotion. They're going to remember long after you're gone, when they're older, these could last. It could be cherished heirlooms, and they could say, oh, I made this as a kid. I still have ornaments that I made as a child. My children, my grown children that are 25 and 22, made as children. Jake made me something, and I have to open that on video yet. I haven't opened it. He even decorated the outside of the bag, everything, and he's just such a sweetheart. And then he did a gift for his brother and his Nina. So, with that said, I'm going to say good night and see you all tomorrow.